back. It is 9:37 on TexAgs Radio, presented by David Gardner's Jewelers. Leah Musgrave in today for Gabe Bach, and we are going to go right out to the Mac Resource Computers hotline. We have a very special guest. We had Alex Caruso on Monday's show, and now we're going to touch base with the father of Alex Caruso, former assistant A&M athletic director for game operations, Mike Caruso. Mike, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm just doing great, Leah. Good to hear from you.
It's great to have you on the show. It's been a very interesting and exciting week for you and Alex, I'm sure. But I do want to get a retirement update from you. I understand that your kids are graduated.
Yeah.
You're no longer working at A&M. What's life been like for you recently?
So my wife and I just got back from a middle of the week trip down to San Antonio where I played golf and we floated a river, and that's kind of what you can do on retirement. Everybody asks me, what's retirement like? And I say, better than advertised.
Have you been able to travel
really
at all
good.
recently and watch Alex play?
Oh, a lot. We're busy with a couple of things around here in College Station too, but so we probably went out to LA, I'd say it 12 times this past year, and then of course we get to see him when he comes play in the state of Texas. So we should count up and find out. I'd say we probably saw him play live about 40 times. So it's been great, and that's part of the reason that I got to that retirement thing when I did, was to have the opportunity to be able to see him.
It does seem like that timing worked out perfectly, and this is really an amazing story. Alex goes from ball boy to millionaire in just a short amount of time, and 2 years, $5.5 million with the Los Angeles Lakers. Mike, what was your initial reaction to your son's contract?
Well, you said it's been an interesting week. It's probably been about 3 weeks for his mother and I of trying to follow all. We've learned more about the glossary of cap space and exception and bird rights, and then more things than I think we probably had ever known before, just trying to figure it out. We're trying to figure it out internally, and of course you have no idea what the general manager and the presidents and everybody else is talking about. We knew that Alex really liked L.A. and he liked the people there, and he was hoping to stay. But, I mean, it could have been anything. And this was just great from the standpoint of transitioning from that uncertainty period with the two-way, because he was up, for X number of games with the Lakers, but down with the G League. So, I mean, that was a difficult time for him. But I couldn't be prouder of him. He stuck it out. He always was reaching for that brass ring and doing what he loves to do, which is even more exceptional. And now he's rewarded. The good thing about this contract is it's fully guaranteed, so now he can just relax and go play.
And certainly know that he's earned that contract. If you've got any questions for Mike Caruso, hit us up on the phone lines, 693-1150, 979-693-1150. Mike, I want to backtrack a little bit, because you were in College Station. Alex grew up in College Station, went to A&M Consolidated, I believe. So tell me about what you've seen Alex accomplish being in College Station. He goes to high school here, spends 4 years at Texas A&M, makes a Sweet 16 run his senior year. How did you see him grow as a parent? What was that journey like for you?
Well, and so that's exactly it. I've had the pleasure of being able to see him play since I think he was 6, when he started with Upward basketball, where they didn't keep score, but all the parents did on the sideline. But I follow him through high school. He comes in as this skinny little mop-headed, freshman in high school against, these big, strong seniors in high school. And Mom, and Jackie and I think, oh, God, he's going to get killed out there. And the coach says, hey, I just want to let you know I'm going to start him as, on the varsity as a freshman. We're like, well, what he needs to do is play. Don't need him to sit on the bench. He's like, oh, no, he's going to play. But so that same scenario translated into what I saw, when he came in as a freshman in college. Again, a little smaller, a little more diminutive than some of those big, strong seniors were. But every step along the way, he's just made steady progress. He took that high school team to 31 wins his senior year, went to districts and to the state. And same thing at A&M, they were okay at the beginning, and then Sweet 16 is, senior year. And now I'm watching him do the same thing in the pros. I mean, he just keeps making the steps, the progress, puts in the time, works at his trade very hard, and it's paying off.
So you talked about that journey a little bit into the NBA. Alex goes undrafted in 2016 and then just works his tail off in summer leagues. I believe with the Sixers and then the G League in OKC. Did very well with the opportunity. I think the Mavs were looking at him. Then signs a very unique two-way contract, and now here we are, 2 years, $5.5 million. It's no secret that Alex earned it. So tell me about that journey and what that was like to watch unfold.
Yeah, and again, our first exposure to professional basketball is, we're sitting on needles and pins at draft. I mean, during the draft, we have no idea. Senior year goes undrafted, and then it's fly to Philadelphia, fly to LA, fly to Miami, fly to Utah, and he has 2-day workouts with all these teams. So he went to probably about a dozen or 15 NBA workouts, but still nothing. I mean, you don't hear anything from him. You don't know what they're thinking of where he is on anybody's board, magic whiteboard. And then Philadelphia asked him to come play in a summer league, but they had this guy named Simmons, who was like their star, and he got all the time at point guard. Alex played very little, so we're thinking, oh, this isn't going well. And then Oklahoma City wanted to come up and play on their G League team at that time, and he played G League his whole first year, and then he's a free agent again. And again, we're just, kind of out there in limbo, not knowing what's happening. And then out of the blue, the Lakers came because he didn't work out for the Lakers, I don't think, in any of this 3-year time period. Lakers come and say, we want you to be in our summer league. And, oh, by the way, the two-way contracts are brand new. We want to sign you as a two-way. And then you're right. He got his opportunity. Lonzo Ball didn't want to play against the Kentucky Guards at UCLA. So he had a bad ankle or something that game, and Alex got the start and had like 22 points and 13 assists. I mean, he just went off. And then LA said, fly your agent out here to Vegas. We want to sign you to the two-way tomorrow. And, and then he's earned his stripes, been playing very well in the G League. And when he's given the opportunity and given the minutes, he's done great with the Lakers.
So your son's going to be wearing a Lakers jersey for 2 more years, playing at the Staples Center. How important do you think it was for Alex to be able to stay with a team like the Lakers where he's comfortable and where he's already had some success?
I think it's valuable. I think that's something that, of course, they got a change in coaches, so that may change a little bit. That philosophy may change a little bit. But I think from the comfort level of being, in your routine, and having done it for 2 years, he lives about 5 minutes from the practice facility, which is really convenient also to get to the airport. So I think he was very comfortable and hopeful that things were going to work out with the Lakers. Plus, they're going to have a pretty good team. So, he's on a team that's probably destined for the playoffs. And, if everybody stays healthy, it's hard to say how far they can go. But I think there's that comfort level now, and I think that he is starting to feel good about his fit in there and his fit with the players, because half the players are back from last year. So, I think it's a great fit for him, and hopeful that good things are going to happen.
Alex is among 4 Aggies who signed pretty high-profile contracts in the NBA during the whirlwind that was free agency this year. Chris Middleton signs a 5-year contract, $178 million with the Bucks. DeAndre Jordan, 4 years, $40 million with the Nets. Daniel House, 3 years, $11.1 million with the Rockets. And, of course, your son, Alex. What's your take on Aggies in NBA free agency?
Yeah, I was really happy for those guys. I know them all. And I think Chris Middleton is just the classic example of keep your nose to the grindstone, keep your head down, do the things that you're good at, improve what you can do, but don't try and do too much. And he's made himself into a very valuable commodity, obviously, in the NBA, understanding the game and understanding how it works. Plus, Daniel House went through some tough times there too, with being on the two-way, then off, and then playing for the Rockets, and then not. So, so for him to be successful is great too. And then DeAndre's had some great success at all the places he's been. So that's no surprise to me at all. But I think it speaks volumes to Texas A&M basketball, to the players that they're turning out, and the great young men that they're turning out too. I mean, all 4 of those guys that you mentioned, I think, are class acts and are a testament to how good A&M basketball can be. And then there's a number of them too that are playing overseas at different places too.
Mm-hmm. Mike Caruso with us on the Mac Resource Computers Hotline. Mike, there's been a lot of change unfolding surrounding the Aggie basketball program recently, and I think Alex was a kid when Buzz was an assistant on Billy Clyde's staff. So as someone who's been
Yep.
here around Texas A&M, specifically the basketball program, I'd like to get your honest assessment of the Buzz Williams hire and what you think that means for Texas A&M.
Well, I think Buzz brings a different dimension to the court and a different style. And not to say that anything was wrong with Billy Kennedy's. Obviously, 2 Sweet 16 trips is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would turn their nose up at that. But I think Buzz has got a little different approach and a little different mindset. He learned under some pretty good head coaches. Billy Clyde, like you talked about, when they were here as a group, they were really intense and really successful. I expect that to happen again. Whenever you have change, there's always a little bit of a lull. It's very seldom that you inherit a really strong, class, and so I think it'll be very interesting to see the changes. When we got a new football coach, I could see, and I don't know football as a sport, but I could see the difference on the field when Jimbo came, and I expect that to parlay into some positives too. And I think we're going to see a different product on the court with Buzz. And I'm very optimistic. I think good times are ahead for A&M basketball.
So given the level of recruiting that Buzz Williams has been able to accomplish in recent weeks, what do you think the realistic expectation is for Aggie fans in 2019?
So, I don't know about the end of the season. I think at the beginning of the season, we're going to have some ups and downs. I think we're going to play really good and show that there's great potential. And then I think there's going to be some times where, again, with a young team and new players to each other that haven't played together for a while, are going to probably struggle a little bit too. So there's going to be some ups and downs, but I think the ups are going to outweigh the downs. And I think by the end of the year, if we can get the right chemistry and the right group together, I think we could be pretty good. Of course, the SEC basketball is pretty good too. So
right.
We'll see how it translates to wins and losses. But I mean, I think it's going to be the first step, and I think it's going to be a product on the court that everybody that follows A&M basketball can be proud of.
Real quick, Mike, before we let you go, I understand Alex is hosting a basketball camp. Can you tell me a little bit about that and then what that means?
Yeah, absolutely. We had talked, and this has happened to a couple of different guys that Alex has been playing with the last couple of years. He thought it would be a great idea to come back into the community, give a little bit more to the community. He doesn't get back into Bryan College Station that often because the pro stops aren't really close to here.
Right.
He comes in for some family time, but doesn't get to spend a lot of time. So we really want to do something to give back to the community and get youth basketball invigorated for the start of the school year. And so this idea came out, and so he's been real busy with draft stuff, and so hasn't been able to advertise it as much as they'd like to. But he's going to have a 3-day camp starting a week from Monday. I think it's July 22nd, 23rd, 24th. It's at Allen Academy. It's there's a morning session and an afternoon session. The morning session is for grade school age, and the afternoon session is for middle school and junior high kids. He's got Elston Turner. He's got Chris Collins. He's got some former Aggies that are coming back. So I think it's a great opportunity to get exposure to all of these guys that have been through the A&M program. And Alex is going to be leading it, but he's excited about coming back and being able to share some of the things that he's learned through a skills camp.
Well, I do have one text on the Conference National Bank text line from Jet in College Station. It says, "Happy birthday, Mike C." Mike, is it your birthday?
Hey, yep, yesterday.
Well, happy belated birthday to you. 2 days ago?
Yep. That's the other part about retired. Kind of the days are kind of the same, and the dates are. I got to look at my watch to see what day it is and what date the day is. But yeah, I just had a birthday on July 10th, and thanks. Tell them thanks. Nice shout out, and had a great time. Enjoyed myself completely.
Well, thank you so much, Mike. We really appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing you at Alex's camp.
Absolutely.
All right.
My wife and I will probably be at registration.
Oh, great. Can't wait.
Trying to help out as best we can.
We love to hear it. That's Mike Caruso on the Mac Resource Computers Hotline.